welcome to Shrubby Buddies podcast, where we talk all things horticulture right from the heart of Zone 6B. So grab a drink, step into the garden, and grow with us as we talk plants, tools, tips, tricks, with a healthy dose of comedy and banter. Whether you're crushing into the landscape or just trying to keep the one plant alive, we've got you covered. And as always, love you harder +2. Hey, Shrubby Buddies, and welcome to this week's episode of the podcast. We are in Studio 6B, and I am Matty C, joined with my best good buddy, Timmy D.
Hey.
So, what's been going on with you? Anything good and fun and exciting in Timmy's life?
I spy something new in this room.
Ooh,
That's
what do you
what's
spy?
new with me.
Oh, whoa. We got a new sign.
Right here.
I love it.
What do you think?
I love it.
Yeah.
Do you love it?
Yeah.
Hopefully the viewers love it.
Look
Do
at
you
that.
love it?
Yeah. Come to me. Look at that smile. You can't fake that. You can't.
No, you can't. So, special thanks to everyone that made this sign happen. We love it. Harder +2. So,
I love it.
yeah.
I might look at it instead of you when I talk to you. From now on.
That kind of hurts my feelings a
No,
little bit, but
we'll see.
do what you got to do.
We'll
so,
see. That's
yeah, whatever. So, new sign. And is that it? Is that all that you've got new in your life?
I mean,
Anything
we
fun you want to
were
tell the
talking
people?
about we were talking before this about how much we have to do at work right now. It's just like
It's overwhelming.
It is, but what I keep coming back to is you and I have been doing this job together for like the last 13 years,
Yeah.
and I've never gotten to a point where I'm like, oh my gosh, I failed and I messed it up.
Because a month from now, we're going to look back on the busyness and craziness and be like, man,
And we're gonna
just
wish
another
we were
spring.
we're gonna wish we had some more of those fun things going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Yeah, it just feels, for me personally, it feels really hectic right now. Just because I spread myself too thin.
Yes.
I
you do.
work for the city of Dublin, and then I work on the weekends at the greenhouse. Like, I came to record this straight from the greenhouse, and then I help out with So Local through the week some, so we've got that going on. And then just all of the other little things that I have going on in life, like helping the neighbors with different projects and helping family and friends and this and that. And it just like, you look at the to-do list and it's like, whoa, it's overwhelming. Kind of stresses me out a little bit sometimes.
It does, but I feel like that's how you operate.
It is.
You thrive on that, constantly having another objective.
Yeah, I thrive on it for sure.
Yeah.
So, but I will be wore out in another 2 or 3 weeks for sure. I'll be ready for a nap. So,
In 2 to 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks, I'll be ready for a nap. Maybe I'll take a little trip to the motherland. We should go to the motherland.
We should. You deserve it.
A
first of
long
all.
weekend in the motherland of just like siestas and exploring through the woods.
Agreed. I've been wanting to go in the fall though. Like I really think we should dial up a fall trip.
Okay.
So not like too late in the fall, not like our fall, their winter,
No.
but like our late summer, their fall.
Yeah, I mean, the time to hit up there is October,
Yeah.
for sure. You
Well,
get that.
October is the best month.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. That was proven by science.
Okay. So let's do that. Let's dial up a fall
Get something
trip.
dialed up.
And I'm going to dial up trips before that. So,
Okay. Good. You deserve it.
The greenhouse is busy. Although today was a little slow. It took a while for the sun to come out. So it was like chilly and cloudy all day.
Mm-hmm. But it wasn't. It was a nice chili though. It felt good.
No,
right?
I agree, but that doesn't bring people out to the gardens.
Oh, true. Okay.
So
I got you.
You know what I mean? If it were 70 and sunny, that would be a whole lot different
picking
than
up what you're
55
putting
and
down.
cloudy. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah. I was pretty busy yesterday at home. We had storm damage from those winds.
Mhm.
Like, was it last month or even the month before?
Yeah, whatever.
It's been
Yeah.
a while. But I finally got to taking care of the thick part of the pine that came into my yard. And I was borrowing my neighbor's chainsaw, and the saw is just a little too small for the trunk of this tree.
Yeah.
So it was a real pain in the ass. It took twice as long as it should have.
But you got it done, right?
Because I had to saw it and then go to the other side and saw it, and then I couldn't get under it, so it wouldn't pinch. I had to saw a little wedge into the top sometimes, and like I said, it was too small. So it was a lot.
Yeah.
So now I just have this pine that's bucked up into these huge chunks that I can't lift anyways. So
you want me to get that stuff quoted to be removed though, right?
No, this was the pine that took down the power pole in the corner. This isn't the two pines that are caught up, that are currently still caught up in other pines.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother project.
We'll get those.
Well, that's a project I can't do.
We'll get those taken care of.
We'll figure it out.
One way or the other, they're coming out of there. So
yeah,
that's cool.
Oh, and another thing I did this weekend is we're working on our front beds, trying to keep up with the Guthries, if you will.
Stop it.
And so we've been, since last fall, adding plugs and things and different specimens to the front garden and expanding the front garden. So I planted quite a few plugs in that garden this weekend. And when Megan was out there, she told me there was already squirrels popping those things out of there.
Are you serious?
And that's what pisses me off about the squirrels.
Wow.
Right. It's not because some people, you don't like the squirrels because they try to get into your attic, right? Or you don't like the squirrels because, they make a lot of noise in the morning. I don't like the squirrels because they pop out these plants, and then if I don't notice it, they dry out and they're dead.
Yeah.
So they've done that to my tomatoes in the past, and now they're doing it to my plugs up front. You didn't bury a fucking nut there. Get out of there.
Get out the old Red Rider.
Something has to be done.
Drop.
Shut them down. Open up shop. Yep. Anyways, and a little DMX. So speaking of music.
Yeah. What do you got? What's the song of the week, bub? It's your go this time.
Well, it kind of comes and goes as it's natural. But today I want to mention the song Love is the Drug by Roxy Music.
Okay.
Do you know this one?
I don't.
Bet you've heard it.
Maybe.
When we were in Michigan, not this past winter, but the one before that, we went to the record store.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch of records. I bought a bunch of Roxy Music.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's the band I purchased. But, we were talking about drugs, and love is always on my mind. So Love is the Drug by Roxy Music. Check it out.
We were talking about drugs?
Yeah.
You mean earlier?
Yeah, earlier today.
Let's give a little context for what, we were talking about drugs because someone we know had a procedure and they had a good time on the drugs.
Oh yeah, that's it.
So we weren't
we were talking about drugs.
We weren't just talking about drugs because we're drug addicts.
No, certainly not.
Yeah, we were just talking about how good those drugs feel that they give you before you go in for procedures or surgeries.
Sure,
it's
sure.
Oh yeah,
Okay. So yeah. So love can be the drug. Give it a listen. It's from I'm saying to say 1975. It's an oldie.
Yeah.
But a goodie. But
cool.
A greatie.
Cue it up, bub. Cue it up.
Got that. We'll add that to the Shrubby Buddies playlist.
Can't wait to see this playlist at the end of the season. So
it will be dynamic for sure.
You've been working on the front of your house. I started on the side of my house, along the garage, the north side of the house, it stays pretty shady. And there was just a row of plain green hostas. I've never done anything in there. These just hostas dotted along through there. Whatever. They've done fine, but I dug out 90% of them. I left a couple, but I tilled up that soil. I started adding some compost and other soil to amend it. Got to till that under.
You borrowed my tiller.
I borrowed your tiller for it.
And I smile when I say that because usually it's me borrowing something from you or asking you for something because you have all the things and the knowledge. And so every once in a while, it's really great to lend you something.
Yeah, I love that little tiller.
Yeah, it's a good tiller.
It is a great little tiller. So I'm working on getting that shade garden planted. And then Across the front of the house, I've been thinking, I have those microbiota planted in there. Siberian cypress, I think, is the common name. Anyways, they're just not looking good. And I think I want to pop those out and get something in place of them. So I've got a few little holes I want to fill here and there. So I'm kind of thinking on that. I need to really work on both sides of the house.
That's the beauty of a perennial border, though. It's not a static thing. It's not like you set it and forget it.
Yeah.
You plant it and then it evolves.
Constantly evolving.
And you're editing it constantly. So
that's what I love about gardening.
Yeah.
So
that's the fun in it.
I love it. Always something to do. Never be satisfied.
Yeah. If you're looking for like a garden to plant a perennial border that's no maintenance, that you can just plant and then never have to do anything to, then like, what are you really doing?
Yeah. It's kind of boring gardening.
Yeah. So
meh. So speaking of perennials.
Yeah.
You want to talk perennials this week?
I do. And in the wake of this past weekend's NFL draft.
Yep.
Now, I don't want to get too sports centric here.
Okay.
Because I know that
because I said something to you.
You said you were too worried that
I just said I don't want to inject too much sports into the podcast because I don't want this to turn into like a sports podcast.
Okay.
And I know like I love sports, probably not to the extent that you do.
No.
And that's okay.
I mean,
I love sports, but you love sports.
A lot of people do, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
But in the wake of the NFL draft, which is basically teams picking the best players that they need to make their team better.
Yep.
Matt and I today are going to do a perennial garden draft.
I love it.
Where we choose the best plant for our perennial garden based on a certain attribute.
Yeah. Yes, the best plant. Sure.
For a certain attribute.
For a certain attribute. And this is just totally our opinion. It's not necessarily...
Absolutely.
It's not necessarily like the end all be all by any means, but if anything else, hopefully this conversation today, this fun little game that we're going to play will inspire maybe some people to say, oh, I never thought about that before. Maybe I could use that in my perennial garden in one way or the other. And I can't speak because I don't know your list. You don't know my list. I don't have anything on my list that's so crazy you can't find it at the garden center. You can find everything on my list at 90% of the garden centers out there. So
I'm with you on that. And I think it's important. Today's garden that we're going to build this garden.
Yeah.
This team is a full sun, fairly dry soil garden. So a lot of people have this, dry and sunny. And I see this all too often on, gardening groups on social media or people just asking me these open-ended questions. Like, hey, look at this photo I have of this garden at home. It's full sun. Give me something to plant there. And it's like, I can give you like 20 things to plant there or at least like 3 to 5 things to mix in there, but there's just not one thing. So what Matt and I are going to do today is we're going to throw out a certain attribute, and then Matt is going to pick his favorite, what he thinks fits that best, and then I'm going to pick. And then we're going to next round, I'll pick first and then Matt will pick.
Yeah, but I think you're going first overall.
Sure, I'll go first.
You're first overall and
Matt and I both have picked. We have 7 rounds in this draft. And they each have a different category, and we each have picked our top and then a backup in case the other person takes
my player. If you take my player, I got a backup.
You got a backup. You got to have a backup plan.
What's cool about this is we've probably mentioned this on the podcast before, and I know that we've mentioned it in talks that we've done for local gardening groups and things, is when people are designing perennial borders and gardens and things, the plant world's overwhelming because there's a million different choices of plants out there. You go to the garden center and, you're going to be front with 30, 40, 50 different sun perennials that you can plant. And it can be overwhelming, especially like
For sure.
if you don't really have an idea, or maybe you have an idea when you go in there and it's like you see something else and then you really like that. So you try and work it in. Before you know it, you have this perennial plant palette that's 20 or 30 plants long, and it doesn't need to be. So what we always reference back to is the garden designer Roy Diblick. And I don't remember if it was in a talk of his or if it was in his book. I can't remember exactly
It's
where
just
he
like part
quoted
of
it.
his whole vibe.
Yeah, but it's basically that if you look at plants the way that you look at the alphabet, so there's 26 letters in the alphabet, and we've wrote endless stories with these 26 letters in our alphabet and sentences and made up how many different words. So think of what we can do with just a handful of perennials. If you really get to know, say, 10 great sun perennials, just 10, the number of different combinations you can create with just those 10 perennials is endless. So
exactly. So that's what we're going to do today is we're going to present to you about 14 different plants that can all be planted in the same sunny, dry border
that fit different
niches. So you're going to have certain things that fill different roles. And what's great is all these plants have have pretty much the same requirements. So we're not going to throw out anything today that requires, consistently moist soil,
like a bog garden plant,
anything like that. Or we're not going to throw out anything today that likes full shade. This is full sun, dry soils.
And what's cool too about this is you and I were talking prior to, and it was like, man, some of these plants that I have for one thing could also fit like 3 or 4 other categories that we have. So that's also something to think about. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. I think we want to do something similar to this again with shade plants. Probably
we can do this with all kinds of different gardens.
All kinds of different things. So yeah, we'll throw pictures up in the video feed. So with the plants that we talk about, we'll throw up some photos so you can see what it is that we're discussing.
Perfect.
And yeah, take notes. Hopefully something hits with you today.
Okay.
That you didn't think of before. But
so shall we begin with round one?
Round one, bub.
So you tell me what we're drafting, and I will make the first pick.
All right. Let me get my sheet of paper out. I don't have my phone because my phone's recording us right now. So round one with the number 1 pick overall is Timmy Daniel Fleischer. Amazing autumn attributes. What do you have, Tim, for your first one?
So it's important in gardening to have a garden that, performs well throughout the whole season. So we often overlook fall. So fall, I really like these blues because you get all these reds and yellows and oranges in the trees and like these mahoganies, but you don't get a whole lot of blues except for some handful of perennial flowers. So I'm going with Vernonia, aka ironweed, as my fall draft pick.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful native. A cultivar such as Southern Comfort or other Iron Butterfly will be more compact, more in the 4 to 5 foot range.
Yeah.
Than, the 11-foot native.
I love it.
But yeah, just an all around great bluish purple bloom that really goes well with a lot of the yellows that you're seeing that time of year.
Yeah.
So that's my fall pick.
And my fall pick.
And your fall pick is
something super generic.
Okay.
But I just have aster.
Now, is that your first choice?
Yeah.
Okay, because that was my backup.
Okay. Aster was my first choice. Do you want to know what my backup was?
Sure.
Okay. Well, first, aster for the obvious reasons. Just a hardy native perennial that puts on a show of color in the fall. And it pairs well, like you said, with so many different things. You can get asters and the purples and the pinks and the blues and all of that good stuff. So
I would say it's in the same category of plants as the Vernonia that I mentioned. it doesn't do a whole lot throughout the year, but in the fall, it more than makes up for where it was lacking earlier in the season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My backup is something that you would typically think of in the spring, and that's Penstemon digitalis.
Okay. All
So
right.
beard tongue.
Don't talk about it too much.
Okay.
That's your backup.
So that was my backup
Okay.
for amazing autumn attributes.
That's good.
Do you know why I had that as a backup?
Yeah, because
Okay.
of the purple foliage.
Okay. Cool. All right.
That might be a pick in a future round for me. So.
Okay. So round two.
Round 2, and I get to present
All
it
right,
this
you
time.
present it. Sorry.
Yes. So round 2 is I want you to pick your winter warrior.
Okay. So I'm assuming when you say winter warrior, we're looking for texture in the garden, correct? Like winter silhouettes and textures and things like that.
Something that's looking good as hell in the winter. Because a lot of stuff's not.
I have Pycnanthemum muticum, mountain mint,
All right.
as my winter warrior.
Okay. Tell me
And
more.
I love that perennial on a lot of different levels, but just this year I took a look at it and think that I posted a video on TikTok when we were getting all that snow and I was out shoveling just to look at some of the perennials that I had that were popping up through all of that snow. And the mountain mint was one of them. And I just was like, man, this stuff looks so good in the snow, like the silhouette of it. So I'm going to use that as my winter warrior.
Very good. And does snow collect on the top?
It will, but not as much as what my number 2 pick was.
Okay. Does that lead into me?
Yeah, you go.
My first choice, my pick for winter warrior is allium.
Okay.
Is that not your second choice?
Nope.
Okay, I thought that's what you were going to say. So just a perennial allium, any cultivar, whether that's Medusa or Bubble Bath or Millennium or Little Eddie, Blue Eddie,
Serendipity, whatever.
They all have very similar traits, and there's just little differences in size and foliage color. But if you look through my camera roll, if you on my iPhone and you just scroll and find snow, you're always gonna find little snow-topped alliums in my garden because it's that one thing I can't resist photographing every single year.
Yeah,
because it's just these. The thing about an allium is they've got nice thick flower stems and a low center of gravity. They're not like a real tall plant. So the snow can collect on top and they don't just flop over, right? So they stay stout all winter. And it's just like they're wearing a little cap.
Yeah.
So
my second pick was Echinacea purpurea.
Yes.
Just cone flower.
And that
for the same reason.
That almost made my list. My second pick was prairie dropseed.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
I love it.
Yeah.
Grasses.
Yeah.
I love my grasses.
Yeah.
All right.
Round 3. Give it to me. What are we choosing?
Okay. So round 3 is back of border bulk. So think plants that are just going to bulk up the back of the border or even set the backdrop for the perennial border.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, this was an easy one for me, and I chose Rudbeckia maxima. Why are you laughing?
Go on.
You knew I was going to choose it?
No.
Rudbeckia maxima, the common name on that is great coneflower, maybe.
Sure.
Dumbo's ears.
Yeah.
I just absolutely love this plant. It doesn't have a real bushy habit up top. It sends up these long flower stalks that can be 7, almost 8 feet tall with this beautiful yellow ray flower on top. And then this basal foliage at the base that looks like a bluish cabbage, right?
Yeah.
And I just love, like, it's great because you can kind of see right through it. So you can layer things in front of it and it won't get lost in the foliage because there is no foliage up high on this plant.
Yeah.
So that's my bulky back of the border plant.
Okay.
Rudbeckia maxima.
My bulky back of the border plant is big blue stem in cultivars. So a big chunky grass, we could say Blackhawks. That's a real popular one out right now. But yeah, just creates this nice, dense, flowy texture of grass in the back, and 5 to 6 feet tall and 3 feet wide, a nice 3 foot clump of it. So
And if you've got a garden that's like viewed from multiple sides, it makes
yeah,
like a great exclamation point
mm-hmm.
in the garden, towards the center.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that was actually my backup.
that was your
That
back.
was my second choice.
You want to know what my backup was?
Don't say it was Rebecca
Rebecca
Maxima.
Maxima.
Look at this.
So we had
We flip flop that shit.
yeah. So that works out. Big blue stem and Rebecca Maxima. Love
Yeah.
it. I love it. So all right.
And I specifically had Blackhawks.
Yeah, I
written
didn't.
down.
I just put big blue stem and cultivars because I think that there's a lot of great cultivars out there, but Blackhawk seems to be one
Yeah.
right now that
It's hot.
they're seeing everywhere.
An intrinsic
So,
introduction.
yeah, it is. I
Perennial
believe
plant
so.
of the
Yeah,
year.
I believe. Yep, perennial plant of the year.
So
Fantastic
there
plant.
you go.
We've had a couple perennial plant of the years on here. Pycnanthemum was a couple years ago.
Well then.
So, yeah. All right.
Round 4.
Round 4,
Shall we?
dude. We shall.
All right. Round 4. I want you to pick your full frontal figure. So by full frontal figure is kind of the opposite of where we just were.
Mm-hmm.
What's a plant that you love for the front of the border that is low growing, that isn't going to block the things behind it, so on and so forth?
Okay. So my number one pick for full frontal figure was Cecilaria autumnalis or autumn moorgrass. It's one that I use all the time because it's just a great little grass that works into so many different situations. It's tough as nails, cool season grass. Yeah, just a stout little, I mean, you call it the Sherman tank of grasses. And I use it in a lot of my plantings.
It is. I mean,
it's the border.
It's like it's small, it's compact, but does a lot of work, like in the garden, and
it looks great right on through winter too.
It does, and also like that would definitely be on my top 5 list. And if I could go even more specific, the brush strokes hybrid, yep. I used that for the first time last year, and it's blooming now. I think it blooms earlier. But it's just really beautiful in bloom. So I can't even describe it. So
did I tell you to try brush strokes?
You did, but have you looked at the planting?
I haven't.
No, you need to get over there.
I know. I saw it and was like, man, I really want to see this plant like mature.
I have it
used.
I have it just been in the ground for a season in a parking lot island that just gets like tons of salt, people walking over it, pollution, all this stuff, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Really good right now.
And I told you to try it because I knew. So what made me think of that was your love for grandma grass.
Ornamental seed heads.
Yeah. Ornamental seed heads. And you love how on Bouteloua gracilis, or however you say it, gracilis.
I say it the way you said it.
The little seed heads that kind of shoot up and like dance around like little crickets jumping through the air.
I like a nice fat seed head on my ornamental grass.
When I saw brush strokes, I was like, man, this is a Timmy grass.
So great pick. My pick for full frontal figure is been my flavor of the week now for a few weeks. And that is Geranium sanguineum album.
Okay.
You made a funny face. I can't wait to hear what that's all about. But I was looking at it in your garden, out front here, and I actually moved some from the back of my yard to the front. Like I just kind of tucked it in some places because I had it, but I was like, I want this plant to be up front, and I've got some great front of the border spots for it, and it's Geranium sanguineum. So it's I can't think of the common name of that geranium, but the species has pink flowers. I think Max Fry is a cultivar, like a real compact cultivar of that. But this album has white flowers, and they're very prolific. And the foliage, to me, the foliage is much more attractive than like Roseanne geranium. It's just deeply cut and very, very fine and delicate.
Yeah, it's not as bushy of a plant as Roseanne geranium. I love Roseanne geranium. You know that.
Yeah.
I use it a lot. But my second pick for full frontal
No.
figure was Geranium Album.
No way.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be like,
I know.
I thought you were going to look at that and say, really?
When I wrote that down as number 2 on here, I had it as number 1 and scratched it out and put it as number 2. And I was like, man, like, there's no way Tim would pick that. I could definitely throw him for a loop and make him say, yeah. But here we are.
I picked it.
What was your number 2 on that one?
My number 2 is Pulsatilla.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And,
I mean, that crossed my mind too.
And I love Pulsatilla. Like, it probably actually is my number 1. But, like, right now, it's the Geranium Album.
Well, I think Geranium Album holds its presence a little bit longer in the garden than Pulsatilla would. So,
right, but I was out there taking pictures of your Pulsatilla, your Passiflower, and just those beautiful seed heads right now are just, they're something.
Yeah, really cool.
Yep.
Awesome.
Okay, where are we at? Round
1, 2, 3, 4, round 5.
5, and this is who picks first? Me here?
Yeah. So
give it
round
to me.
5 is textural talent, Timmy. Give it to us. What are you throwing in the perennial border that is just going to wow us with all of the great texture?
Man, you're putting a lot of pressure on this plant.
Well, texture, in my opinion, texture is...
It is, but I feel like I didn't choose a good enough textural talent now that you mean wow us.
Wow us with
Okay,
it.
I picked Little Blue Stem.
No, I'm just kidding. I love it. I love it.
Which Little Blue Stem is one of the ones that Matt mentioned earlier that could fit multiple categories here because the evolution of it throughout the season is just, you just get this growth later in the spring that turns into like these metallic purples and blues and just a beautiful color throughout the summer and then fades to like a burgundy fall color. But it just has this like really nice upright stature in the garden.
Yeah. And what's great about the Little Blue Stems and the breeding that's happened over the past years is the one thing that you used to hear a lot was, oh, my Little Blue Stem flops. Well, I think there's a couple reasons for that. One, I feel like Little Blue Stem does best with other plants and other blue stems. So in groupings or with other plants that kind of help hold it together. 2, people plant it in super rich soil. And in my opinion, Little Blue Stem does best in some crummy soil. It doesn't need to be this like super fancy, super organic soil. I feel like
it's the plant you plant it, spit on it, kick it a little bit.
Yeah.
And say good luck.
Yeah.
And it'll do just fine. Super dry, shitty soil.
And then 3, going back to the breeding part of things, is they're just making these things to where they are more erect in the garden and just stand up on their own better. And you don't get the flop,
That's I was looking for that textural talent, that erect textural talent.
The way they blow in the wind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned with the big blue stem, they can be used in mass, like as little corridors in the garden, or you can use them, in small groupings as like exclamation points in the garden. So just adds a lovely texture to the garden. And like, I think this is probably the ornamental grass that made me fall in love with ornamental grasses because it is so colorful. But it's like the grass I look at and I'm like, how do people use miscanthus? How do you look at this one and say, I'm going to go with miscanthus instead?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, miscanthus gets a fair amount larger than.
True.
But I know what you're saying. Big blue stem is a good alternative.
Sure.
I mean, we could go on about grasses.
Yeah, we could.
But
let's
save that for
let's
another
temper
one.
that
I
shit.
want to do a grass episode.
Okay.
Like, I can't stand it. So
what is your pick for the 5th round? Textural talent.
Let me wow you with this textural talent. Are you ready?
Ready.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
No.
Amsonia hubrickii.
Oh.
You knew
I knew that would be on your list.
Yeah.
I just didn't know where.
So Amsonia hubrickii is another one. Like you mentioned, the little blue stem fitting into a lot of categories. In my opinion, Amsonia hubrickii is one that can fit into pretty much every one of these categories. So we're going to use it as textural talent. After it's done flowering, it's flowering right now for us here in Ohio. But when it's done flowering, it puts on a little bit more growth after the flowering, and you just get this beautiful, kind of airy, fine, fine leafed perennial that just
Yeah.
blows and waves and moves in the wind, and it's just amazing, and I love it. And
It has
it
like a
pairs
very,
so well with a million different things.
and it's like a delicate shrub.
Yeah,
Like that's kind of the vibe it gives off, but it's not a shrub at all.
a delicate shrub. It's not a shrub, and it's really. It seems like it would be delicate, but it's not. Like you get up to it, and it's like it looks very delicate, but it's a damn tough plant. You know what I mean? Like
It is.
I don't know.
And again, we've said this before. I just feel like it's one that you need to use in a grouping.
Yeah,
I mean, you can use it however you want, but you put more of these together, the better it's going to look.
yeah,
So
I agree.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, hit me.
Amsonia hubrichtii, I love it.
Yep. What was your 2 on that one?
My 2 was blue grama grass, which
Okay.
you talked about
Yeah,
earlier.
I talked about earlier.
Texturally. I've just picked little blue stem over blue grama grass just because it's a little bit more reliable and tough and hardy for us.
And my number 2 was Vernonias.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
you would use that earlier. I used Vernonia because I thought it's very similar in texture to Amsonia. It kind of has that look to it.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
I still, and just a little side note, we were just in the gardens today. Not today. Last night we were on the fire pit burning some wood, and I've left I still haven't cut back my Vernonia because it's barely coming out of the soil, and I don't want to accidentally like spray it or pull it. So
Yeah.
I'm leaving. I still have my winter interest up on my Vernonias.
Speaking of spraying,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell this story. I'm gonna shame myself a little bit here.
Oh yeah. Tell us the story.
So I have a few little weeds in the yard, like, a dandelion here or there. Normally wouldn't bother me, but for some reason, like for whatever reason this spring, I'm like, man, that like these like few little dandelions that are in the yard are just bothering me to no end. And then there was some work done like in the hell strip, the area between the sidewalk and the street. And when that was done, especially after I removed the calorie pears, the Cleveland Select pears that were out there, I removed those. Just some weeds started to come up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need to, kill these. So I go to the store and I don't know, was tired, wore out, just ready to get home. It's probably like 7 or 7:30 in the evening. And I grab a bottle and I see grass and then I see weed killer. And I think, okay. And it was like by Spectracide. And I'm like, all right, this is a weed killer for the grass. Thinking like 2,4-D, whatever. Come home. I'm like ready to rock and roll. I start spraying these weeds, right?
Yeah.
Boom. Get done. Feel good about it. Go inside. Well, that was, I don't know, 5 days ago.
In the
4
coming
days ago.
days, you're peeking out. Like, how's those dandelions doing?
So I walked through the front yard here a little while ago and I'm like, why in the world do I have all of these dead spots of grass in my yard? Like, what is this? And then I'm looking at every one of those dead spots was where a dandelion was.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, oh boy,
Better.
what did I get? So I go back and I grab the bottle and it was just weed and grass killer. It was like straight up like
Not
kill
weed,
all,
not
kill it
weeds
all.
in the grass, but
no,
weed in the grass.
killer. So
Oh, Matt.
my yard's polka dotted with dead
Listen,
grass now.
you
So,
told me about this. I didn't notice.
It's
I did
okay.
not notice.
I know it's just starting.
So, okay. So it's
just
going to get
It's
worse.
gonna get worse.
Oh, shit. All right.
So I
Good
will
job.
be doing some reseeding.
Good job,
for
Matt.
sure. So whatever.
Hey, it
is
happens.
what it is. So,
All right. All right. Let's
yeah.
move on to round 5.
5, 6, you mean?
6. I meant 6.
Yeah. Round 6. You hit me.
I'll hit you. So round 6 is
Yeah.
round 6 is the pollinator pleaser. So this is the plant you would choose that is going to make the pollinators happy, whether that be bees, butterflies, hummingbirds.
Okay. So we've talked a lot of natives on today's episode.
Mhm.
not because we have haters on TikTok
I
that
know
are
what plant you're gonna say.
that are harping on us about only using natives. Hopefully, if you listen to this podcast or watch our videos, you know how we feel about natives. We love native plants, and we
do
recommend using native plants
as many as you can.
As many as you can. But that doesn't mean that you can't use a non-native.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And I am going to list a non-native here.
I know which one you're gonna pick.
And I list this non-native. This is another workhorse perennial, but I am going to say calamint. Calamintha nepida, subspecies nepida, aka Calamintha nepida. So calamint, any of them, plant this perennial, you know, 1.5 feet tall, 1.5 feet wide, something like that. Starts flowering in the summer. It gets these little dainty white flowers all over it. It's got like a kind of like a minty smell to it, like an herby smell, kind of a spicy minty smell.
Which usually means the deer won't eat it and the rabbits, and they don't.
They don't touch it. It will grow in about any kind of shit soil you give it. And in the summer when this thing's flowering, I promise you, you will see more bees and flies on this thing than any other plant in your garden.
No, it's true. Like this isn't a plant from a distance where you're like, wow, that's striking. It's just not. It's not one of those plants, but you can see it from a distance moving on a non-windy day, and you get up to it and it's got so many bees on it, the plant looks like it's moving.
Yeah.
So
it's fantastic. And the little white flowers turn kind of lilac-y, lavendery purple in the fall, and the silhouette's beautiful in the wintertime. But we're talking pollinators now, and this thing is solid pollinator plant.
It's a damn magnet. And the thing about this plant is it's never on any single day throughout the year going to just knock your socks off, but it's going to be a workhorse from start to finish throughout the whole year. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be solid.
Yep.
So
pairs with a lot of great things. It just looks like a little white cloud on the front of the border.
It does.
So
it does. Fantastic. Good job. I knew you were going to pick that one.
Yeah. I mean, what's
I knew
yours?
that. Pollinator pleaser is David Phlox.
Okay.
And you know I love David Phlox. So David Phlox is a cultivar of Phlox paniculata, garden phlox, and it has really good resistance to mildew, which is a common thing in garden phlox. But it has just like the whitest flowers, just beautiful, not like white with a little pink center,
white,
straight white. And it is a hummingbird and butterfly magnet. So if you want hummers and butterflies,
this is the one.
David Phlox has a nice scent to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've told the story before, but when I was working at the garden center, always the hummingbirds were coming in and going straight to David Phlox. They were passing up all kinds of stuff straight to David Phlox.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So
very good. Yeah, I love David Phlox. What I'm noticing about yours is you've got some whites on there.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. Oh boy. We've got a microphone malfunction
mishap.
Here. Okay.
You know, when I was making my list, I was like, that's a lot of white. But I was like, you know,
it doesn't matter.
It's okay because white can sometimes be hard to figure out. It can be.
What was your number 2?
My number 2 pollinator pleaser was butterfly weed.
Wow, me too.
Yeah. I figured.
Yep. Asclepias tuberosa.
And again, that could be number 1 because it services monarchs primarily. I mean, everything nectars off of it, but the monarchs use it to, lay their eggs, and then their larvae eat the plant. So, I mean, it's like a full circle thing.
Yeah.
And the adults nectar off of it.
And not to mention, it's beautiful. It's
so beautiful. I think
beautiful.
It's the only orange thing we have on the list up to this point.
Orange, and you can even get the Hello Yellow or whatever it's called. That's kind of an orangey yellow. At least my yellow ones in the garden have just a little bit of an orange hue to them. They're not like a moonshine yarrow yellow, kind of
real
an
rich
orangey
yellow.
yellow. Yeah.
Sure.
Sweet. All right, Timmy,
Yes.
that wraps up the first 6 rounds. Now, this is the last and final round, and we are going with the well-rounded wild card.
So it's my pick. I get first pick on the
You
well-rounded
get the
wild.
first pick on well-rounded wild card.
So this is like your overall athlete. You're drafting this plant because not because of one specific thing, but because it could fill multiple niches and you didn't get to talk about it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And mine is penstemon, onyx, and pearls.
Okay.
So you'd mentioned penstemon earlier.
Yeah.
For the late season.
I mentioned it as number 2 for the amazing autumn attributes.
And I told you, don't talk about it too much.
But I was leaning more towards just the species.
Oh, okay.
Penstemon digitalis, the green, the green foliage with the red flower and just the fire engine red color that it gets in the fall.
Sure, I guess.
So I wasn't thinking onyx and pearls or midnight masquerade or Husker's red, any of the purple foliage. When I was thinking in my mind, just the species Penstemon digitalis.
I put this in my all-purpose wild card section because I'm just a sucker for dark foliage, and anytime you can just like pop some dark foliage in throughout your garden that's green, no matter what time of season it is, you've always got that to fall back on. So it can create a pretty nice backbone in the garden.
The foliage is kind of semi-evergreeny too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And
you still get that purple burgundy foliage that kind of lasts all through the winter.
Yeah.
So
I love penstemon.
I do too. And it seeds around.
It does seed around, so it can be a little aggressive in the garden. So you can cut the seed heads off before
you can, or if you like, I like to leave the seed heads, but here's the thing. The new plants are coming up purple. Like they're real easy to find.
You can bloop,
just pick them out.
Bloop, pick them out. Or if you're like, oh, I kind of like where that one landed.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it there. Or like there's a little gap there anyways. So we might as well just leave it there and just
precisely,
let nature do its thing. Let nature guide you.
And I chose, love that. Onyx and pearls specifically. I just love that dark purple, nearly black foliage with the bright white flowers. The onyx and pearls cultivar has pretty white flowers compared to like the Pocahontas or the Husker's red that has the pink flowers. So.
Yeah. Some of the pink's pretty intense on some of those.
And I like the pink ones.
Yeah.
But if I was just going to pick one, I'm going with the onyx and pearls. So there's another white for you.
That white really shines against that dark foliage.
Yeah.
So, okay. My well-rounded wild card.
Wait.
You had already picked.
What's your I need to ask you.
Okay.
Matt, what is your pick for your well-rounded wild card?
Well-rounded wild card for me is Salvia caradona, however you say it.
Okay.
It's mine. I love that perennial.
I say Dona.
Caradona. I love that perennial. I love the tidiness of the salvia. It's not like the May nights where it looks scraggly, and it just gets these super generic purple flowers on it, and everyone's got the what did I call it? Salvia. What's the one that
May night.
May night. Yeah, sorry. Caradona is kind of dark black stems, and the flowers are just a beautiful dark purple.
Mm-hmm.
They're super tall, erect flowers, and even when it's done flowering, you're left with the little pink
calyx.
Calyx, which adds interest. And you can go in there and snip those back, and I wouldn't say you get a great flush of reblooming, but you'll get like a sporadic flower here or there. But
it's a win-win with the caradona. If you decide to cut them back, you'll get like a little sporadic rebloom. But if you don't, you'll still have these ornamental flower stalks.
Yeah. And the flowers on it are there for a long time.
They are.
So
they are. And they're just starting to come into bloom now.
Yeah.
In where we're at. And that was my backup.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
So my backup for a well-rounded wild card was, I actually had a couple of them. One of them, my number one you had used earlier, salvia, was my backup.
What was your number one?
Number one was allium.
Okay. Cool.
So that was why I didn't use allium, because you had used it earlier. So I went with my backup salvia, and then I had a number 3 on that. And again, I talked about it earlier when you were talking geranium album. I had mentioned how much I love Roseanne geranium.
Yeah.
And I had that on there. It's just kind of like a well-rounded wild card for myself. So yeah,
Very good.
I love it.
I like that.
So so we gave backups too. So people are going to be like ass blasted with all kinds of perennials here. We talked a lot of perennials this episode.
We blasting you in the ass.
Yeah. So I'm going to put my little paper down there, but yeah, that was fun, man. Feels good
That was fun.
feels good to talk about some perennials,
It does.
you know?
Yes.
Perennials get people excited.
Back to basics.
Back to basics. So sweet. You got anything else you want to add to this week's episode?
I do not.
I can tell you're getting fidgety over there. So that means that
Yeah, I
Timmy's
kind of
got to use the little boys' room.
I kind of have to pee.
Okay. Well, I'll wrap this up then. So people, thank you all for listening. Hopefully you took something from this, and I hope you enjoy the pictures we're going to put up. But in the meantime, we love you all harder +2.
Rock on with your cock on, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye.